Just like the original, new Pokemon Snap features a bunch of items and upgrades that you can unlock throughout the game to help draw Pokemon out of hiding spots and to get them to display new behaviors that are required to completely fill up your photo decks. Now you'll unlock each item as you progress through the game naturally, but in this video I wanted to go over all of the items and upgrades, what they can be used for, and most importantly, where you can unlock them so that you can focus on unlocking a specific one that you either need or want for that perfect shot. Oh, and don't forget to give this video a like too, as it really helps me out, and in return I'll set up chapters within the video description so that if there's a certain unlockable that you're after, you can fast track to it and get the information as soon as possible. See, aren't I helpful as well? Anyway, without further ado, let's go! After your first ever outing to the Florio Nature Park, Professor Mirror will tell you about the scan mode functionality of your research camera when you attempt to go out on another trip. Rita will give you the rundown in a tutorial, but here's the gist of it. Press X whenever you want to run a scan, and believe it or not, the game will scan for nearby things that you can interact with. For example, it will highlight Pokemon for you that might be hiding, and some Pokemon will react to the scan for special poses. The game will alert you if there's an object you can scan with a distinct noise and a blue icon at the bottom of the screen. After running the scan, the icon turns into a yellow exclamation mark and will point to the object if it's out of view. You can then hold the X button while looking at it to get some information. This is typically used to give extra hints on how to convince some Pokemon to exhibit new behaviors, but it's also how you'll find split paths in courses that will lead you down new routes to get you to different angles and also closer to the action in some cases. After encountering your first Illumina Pokemon, you'll once again be interrupted before your next trip to the field by Professor Mirror, who will then give you the Fluffruit item, and Rita once again will give you a tutorial on them. Simply press B to throw an unlimited supply of these. Fluffruits are another way to lure Pokemon out of hiding spots by tempting them with food. A lot of 2-star poses are brought about with this item, either by snapping a Pokemon while it's eating one, or by bonking them directly with it like a projectile. Like mentioned earlier, you can use it to lure Pokemon closer to you for a snack, where they'll stop and pause to eat the fruit, allowing you more time to line up for a high-scoring photo. Or you can disturb Pokemon with it by hitting them, to either wake them up if they're sleeping, or getting them to move out of the way. If you're missing some behaviors with Pokemon in your photo decks, try tossing them some Fluffruit and see what happens. It might be the reaction that you're missing. The next item you'll unlock is super important, and it's another throwable, the Illumina Orbs.
Observe.
These orbs are only usable on the islands where you've submitted photographs of already illuminated Crystabloom flowers to the Professor. For example, by finding the flower in the jungle, you'll unlock the Illumina Orb for Belusylva Island, which contains both the Found Your Jungle and the Elsewhere Forest stages. The Florio Island requires a separate orb that will work in the Florio Nature Park and the Research Camp. The first orb is unlocked by finding the illuminated Crystabloom in the jungle course at nighttime, which is right at the very end of the map behind a sleeping Quagsire. This will unlock the Illumina Orb for Belusylva Island. You can also go back to the Florio Nature Park at nighttime and snap a photo of the illuminated Crystabloom there. There's one just to your left as you exit the first small forested area, and another illuminated in the flower field just at the end of the course. I had actually already submitted this photo to the Professor before the one in Found Your Jungle, and unlocked both orbs at the same time after the jungle's Crystabloom was submitted. Illumina Orbs are kind of like new Pokemon Snap's version of Pestibles from the original. You throw them to illuminate Pokemon or unlit Crystablooms to alter the Pokemon's behaviour or the environment. These typically lead to some really extreme behaviours, such as the Bouffalant rearing up on its hind legs for an epic shot, or attracting Pokemon to the flowers, such as this super adorable snap of Emolga. Just like with the Fluffruit, try throwing these orbs at the Pokemon and Crystablooms as you level up areas to see how their behaviours change. Since you have to unlock these orbs for each island, you won't have access to them when you arrive in new areas. I wanted to put this guide in chronological order of when you unlock each item, but it would be a bit weird to throw in the Illumina Orbs between other unlocks, so here's where you'll find the rest of the Crystablooms to unlock the orbs. The Voluca Island Orb can be unlocked by finding the illuminated Crystabloom in the sweltering sand course at nighttime. You'll see it glowing on a ledge to the right as you leave the oasis area. Be sure to snap it quickly as the Neo 1 accelerates down the dune quite fast. The next orb you'll unlock is for the Maricopia Islands. It's hidden by a Luminion sleeping on top of it at the Lentil Sea floor, within the first group of seaweed after the reef starting point. You can move the Luminion if you bop it with a Fluffruit. Now, despite me finding the Crystabloom when the course was at level 1, I just ignored it because even though there's a bright pink light around it and the scan told me that it's given off a pink glow, I didn't pay enough attention, so I'm pretty sure you can unlock the Illumina Orb on your first run through of this course, just like the others. However, I actually did it when the course was at level 2. For Durice Island, you'll need to unlock the Shiver Snowfields course at nighttime, and you'll find the Crystabloom inside an icy ravine after you climb up the steep snowy hill at the start of the course. This one can be easy to miss, as you only catch a quick glimpse of it as the Neo one goes past the ravine, but the scan alarm will alert you to it as you get a bit closer. The final Illumina Orb you unlock is for Aurus Island, and you'll find the Crystabloom right at the very start of the Ruins of Remembrance course. As you exit the ravine and see the ruins in front of you, you'll be prompted to scan and find the illuminated Crystabloom on the ridge above you and to the right. Submit this photograph to the Professor for the final Illumina Orb. Moving on from Illumina Orbs, the next upgrade you'll unlock for the research camera is a melody player. To unlock this, you'll need to gain access to Voluca Island and the Maricopia Islands, and Rita will once again give a quick rundown for the item. By pressing the R button, you can play a tune for a brief moment, and stop it prematurely if you press R again. This can cause some sleeping Pokemon to wake up, or it may make some Pokemon dance. Again, just like with any item you unlock, see how the Pokemon react to the tunes as you encounter them and level up the areas. One of the more useful upgrades is unlocked once you gain access to Durice Island and the Shiver Snowfields, the Turbo upgrade. By holding down the ZR button, you can boost through parts of the stages. This might not seem as helpful at first, but by this point in the game, you've likely gone back and snapped a few extra photos of Pokemon in previous courses, and the Turbo can help you get closer. For example, the Score Bunny showing off her kicks at the start of the Florio Nature Park at nighttime in level 2, you're kind of far away to get a good size rating for a photo, but if you turbo, you can get closer to her as she starts the pose. Not only can the turbo be useful for getting to certain areas of the course quicker and skipping parts that you're not interested in when you're trying to get a really good shot of a particular Pokemon, but it can be really helpful to get closer to the action for Pokemon with set animation timings. And the final upgrade you unlock is after you watch the credits roll, and it's a fantastic feature for once again when you want to go back and really focus on specific shots of specific Pokemon, if for example you want to try and get a fast moving Pokemon in a good pose. It's the burst mode. By default it's set to off, but you can switch it to take either 3, 4 or 6 photos in quick succession every time you trigger the camera shutter. A great example of this is the pose of Pidgeot scooping up Magikarp. It's an incredibly fast moving action shot, and I was intending to get a good shot of Pidgeot here, but the burst mode came in clutch and produced this really awesome 4-star photo of Magikarp in trouble. You can pause the game mid-course to switch the burst mode on and off, so you don't have to go through the whole course and potentially run out of photos because 6 shots in quick succession will soon eat up all of your memory. And there you have it, how to unlock every item and upgrade in new Pokemon Snap, from scan mode to burst mode, Fluffruit to every single Illumina Orb. Hopefully you found this guide helpful. If you did, please leave this video a like, as I find that very helpful in return, and consider subscribing by clicking the notification bell for more new Pokemon Snap videos when they're released. I plan on uploading a guide on how to unlock all of the courses in the game in case you're stuck very soon, since this upgrade guide mentions having to unlock areas quite frequently, and a link to that will be on your screen now if it's already available. Thank you once again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.